As we continue our journey in this beautiful city of Prague, we stop by to visit this unique attraction. Unique because this is something that you don't usually look for when you are shortlisting the key attractions in a new city or country. I'm talking about a cemetery. Yes, you have heard it right, and it is by far the most beautiful cemetery I have ever visited so far around the world. I have always been fond of cemeteries and make it a point to stop by and spend some time whenever I come across one, no matter how big or small the cemetery is. I have always considered it a place equal to heaven, as that is where all the departed souls are buried and resting. Getting to the Vishaharat cemetery is simple, but there are a lot of stairs between the street and the top of the hill where the cemetery can be found. When I saw the twin towers from the church of Saints Peter and Paul, I knew I was in the right place. This church is one of the symbols from Vishaharat, and it was built in the late 19th century in the neo-Gothic style. The cemetery is located around it. When you enter the Vishaharat cemetery, you will see that the main path leads to a huge sculpture that dominates a part of the cemetery. That is called Slavin, and it's a mass tomb of the national giants. Built between 1889 and 1893, following Antonin Viel designs, Slavin is decorated with a mourning country on the left side and a victorious country on the right. On the front, you can see the names of the first 15 people that were buried there. The first one was the poet Julius Caesar, who wrote an epic poem called Vishaharat in 1880 that celebrated the glorious past of the Czech people. His verses also decorate the pedestal of the statues on the side. Above the three panels with names, there is an inscription with the Slavic motto that says, "Though dead, they still speak," and shows how important are the people laying there. There was no way I was going to miss out on the Vishaharat cemetery, which in my view is one of Prague's main attractions, mainly because this is the final resting place of a lot of the most famous and important artists and thinkers from the Czech Republic, including Antonin Dvořák, Ladislav Šalon, Bedřich Smetana, and Alphonse Mucha. One of the main reasons why I spend so much time walking around the cemetery. For those who do not recognize these names, Antonin Dvořák and Bedřich Smetana are two of the most famous Czech composers, and Alphonse Mucha was a famous painter and decorative artist whose theatre posters featuring Serapin art started the Art Nouveau movement in France. His posters, illustrations, and paintings featured beautiful women in flowing hair and robes that are impossible to ignore. The Vishaharat cemetery, with its adjacent church of Saint Peter and Paul, is the most significant cemetery in Prague. In Vishaharat cemetery, you will find more than 600 personalities of Czech culture, including poets and writers, actors and film directors, historian and inventor, artists, painters and sculptors, conductors and composers, historian, musicians, opera singers, literary historian, theatre critic and historian, economists, philologists, archaeologists, scientists, designers, politicians. They are all resting there. A little bit of the history behind Vishaharat Cemetery. The place where you can find Vishaharat Cemetery today was already a cemetery dating all the way back to 1260. The one you can see in the pictures here was established in the 1870s by Václav Stulz, a writer, poet and priest who devoted his life to resurrect the glory of Vishaharat. The marble tombs on its southern and eastern sides were designed by Antonin Barvitios, whose most significant work is the Church of Saint Wenceslaus in Smíchov. The arches were designed by Antonin Viel, one of the leaders of the Czech Renaissance, who followed the Italian style with Tuscan pillars made of sandstone.
So
In
beautiful,
conclusion,
Sister.
a visit to the Visegrad Cemetery is a must for
One of
those
the
interested
best
in the
I
life of the
visited.
Czech personalities that are buried there. But
It's amazing.
even if you have no
Yes,
idea
yes,
about them, this cemetery is a work of art with a lot of statues designed by important artists. When you go, take a walk at Visegrad. Don't forget to visit the cemetery there. You won't regret it. As I explore this beautiful abode of the departed souls, I gather a lot of positive mystic energy and many positive vibes. The fact that home beyond life can be so beautiful.